UFC 106, Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales took place this Saturday. It's now Monday. It's been a day. The results have been marinating, and I thought today I'd go through the results and compare them to my predictions and give a breakdown for each fight on the main card. All right, the first fight we're going to be talking about is Julian Erosa versus Mekwazel Costa. I said this was going to be a good fight. It was a banger fight of the night, in my opinion. It was absolute carnage. It was a war, a barn burner, all the above. It was amazing. And all the crap I was talking about the Apex, we get fights like this sometimes. So you can't always judge these Apex events based on where they're fighting at. Anyway, I picked Mekwazel Costa to win. I thought he was going to be able to control Julian Erosa on the ground. I didn't think it'd be taking place on the feet. I think I said that exact thing in the video, but wow, it was on the feet the whole fight. Mekwazel Costa looked amazing. His striking was so clean, and he was just landing clean shots on Julian Erosa the entire fight. But wow, what a dog is Julian Erosa. Julian Erosa was taking so much damage, but he kept marching forward and he kept pouring it on. Mekwazel easily took the first 2 rounds. I say easily, but it was a little bit back and forth, but he very clearly took the first 2 rounds. And then the third round, Julian Erosa was completely hurt, and Mekwazel Costa started to gas, I think, and towards the end, Mekwazel was landing on him, but Julian Erosa kept walking forward and landing shots. And at the very end, in the last minute or so, he had Mekwazel against the cage, and he was just teeing off, in my opinion. So I had him winning the third. A lot of people did say that it was Mekwazel 3-0. I think one of the scorecards was 3-0. Or maybe 2 of them were. Well, there was one 29-28 at least. But yeah, Mekwazel Costa, amazing. And the activity, man. I think he's going to have to actually sit back and take some time in between fights now. It's not like he took a ton of damage, but I did see Dana White posted on his Instagram story Mekwazel's foot. There was a cut that happened on his toe. I think it was from a kick or from maybe putting his toes in the cage. There's some controversy there, but yeah. Another funny thing about that, he his foot was bleeding, and at the beginning of the second round, the cameraman started and zoomed in on his foot and was trying to show the damage, and then Mekwazel looks at the cameraman and sort of like, "Hey, bring that back up. Why are you looking at my foot?" But yeah, he wanted to not draw attention to that. But man, what a banger fight! What a way to kick off the main card. It was just a really good fight. Mekwazel Costa, definitely someone to look out for at featherweight. His striking was super clean tonight, and then when he fought Sirod, he was able to take him down to control him. So he's pretty well rounded. These last 2 fights are good, and Julian Erosa, man. No love lost. Only fans gained from a performance like that. Even though he didn't win the fight, he won in the sense that he had an amazing performance that the fans are gonna love, and it was in the Apex too. So I mean, we're all thanking Julian Erosa for making that an absolute war, and I can't wait to see him in his next fight. Featherweight's a fun division right now. Featherweight and welterweight, just like the main event. We'll get to it. It's a very, very fun division right now. I think they're actually might be more exciting than lightweight, which is usually the premier division for excitement. But yeah, man, Mekwazel Costa won. I got that pick right, and we started off 1-0. The second fight that happened was Dustin Solstice versus Nursultan Ruzaboyev. I had Ruzaboyev by second round TKO. Ruzaboyev ended up winning a decision. I think he won all 3 rounds. I believe that's what I said on the night. I believe he won all 3 rounds. And some people had this scored for Solstice and said it was a robbery. I think that's dumb. I think the first round was clearly Ruzaboyev until the very end when he got dropped. He didn't get dropped. It was a head clash. I called that when it happened, and then the commentators made me second guess it, and I was like, okay, maybe it was a hook. Maybe I missed it. But Solstice very clearly rammed his head into Ruzaboyev. There's a lot of moments in the fight where it looked like it could be a head clash. Solstice was game, but he just took way too much damage. Ruzaboyev was too sharp with his striking on the outside. Another fun fight wasn't as much of a war as Mekwazel Costa versus Julian Erosa. But hey, good on Ruzaboyev. I think this is a fight you win. I thought he would get the finish in the second round. He didn't. He got taken down, I believe. But he did win on the scorecards, and I think anyone who picked or had Solstice winning is dumb. There were some dumb people on the night with their scorecards. I just was bit confused at that. We all watched the same fight. We've all seen these fights. Why are we always ending up with different scorecards? It's almost like the criteria is subjective to whatever however you feel. But when you base the fight off damage, Dustin Stolfus was completely messed up. He was bleeding, busted. He was getting broken, in my opinion. So yeah, Ruzoboyev by decision. I had that pick right. I didn't have the method of victory right, but could have been. He could have been. There was moments where I feel like he could have had the finish, but it just never materialized. So yeah, there you go. Not much else to say about that. Ruzoboyev by decision. So I went 2-0 on that. Another thing, Ruzoboyev. I think he should get a step up in opponent. I mean, not quite a Buckley step like it was before. I think this was that natural progression. Stolfus is nice. He just wasn't ready for Buckley. Buckley's about to be fighting Usman, and people are picking him to win against Usman. So that says a lot about Buckley. So give Ruzoboyev somebody level up, another prospect. I don't know if Ruzoboyev is a prospect, but he's definitely someone who a lot of people have eyes on. But yeah, fun middleweight fight. We'll see what Ruzoboyev does in his future. Now, onto the co-main event, because we lost Paul Craig versus Bellato. What a depressing thing. You know it's going to be bad news whenever the broadcast cuts to the commentating team, and they're on some unfortunate news. I was worried it was the main event. I thought it was, Burns was going to pull out or something, but no. Bellato pulled out to injury night of, within maybe an hour or two of his performance. So of his fight. So depressing. The word on the street is he's sick. He's sick with something or other. I don't know. Lots of memes going around on Twitter. I don't know what exactly it was. They didn't disclose that on the broadcast. But yeah, dumb Bellato pulls out of the fight. So we lost a big highlight of Paul Craig losing. So that's great. Losing a decision, I thought. And on the night, honestly, I was thinking maybe it was going to be a KO. I was really rooting for Bellato. Bellato really fumbled this. That was a huge fumble by Bellato pulling out of this fight. I mean, come on, man. They're setting you up the Paul Craig fight. This could be his potential last fight before it goes to the PFL. Man, you fumbled there. You should have fought through whatever it was. But yeah, okay. The co-main ended up being Sadiq Yusuff versus Myron Santos. Wow, did Myron Santos look fat and weird at lightweight? Just Sadiq Yusuff looked like himself, but slightly bigger. Myron Santos looked like a completely different person. He looked like a cartoon. He didn't look real in there. It's like his legs and arms stayed the same size, but his torso was just ×2. He was like twice as big in the midsection, which was just really weird. Really weird look for Myron Santos. I really hope he goes back down to featherweight. He looked a lot better at featherweight. But yeah, good win for Myron Santos. He ends up getting the decision. I thought round 1 KO, but I didn't realize he'd come in with a pot belly, looking like some sort of goblin or ghoul. I just wasn't expecting that from Santos. But yeah, not a super eventful fight. Sadiq Yusuff looked good in the first round. I had him winning the first round. A lot of people didn't. I think Sadiq Yusuff outstruck him in the first round. Santos didn't really do much. I definitely gave that round to Sadiq Yusuff. He was landing leg kicks and whatnot. One of those type of fights. But yeah, I don't think Yusuff's really ended anymore. When it came to rounds 2 and 3, Santos really took over, and he made it pretty clear that he was winning. Third round was super boring. Second round was a clear Santos dub. I mean, just a really boring co-main event. I mean, I really would have rather seen Paul Craig versus Bellato. But yeah, I mean, good for Santos. I don't think at lightweight I don't think he has the potential to rise up the division at lightweight like he does at featherweight. I really hope he goes back down. Because, I mean, you fought a featherweight at lightweight. What was the point of this? Why were they both moving up at the same time? I really feel like this is not being explained. Maybe he has a tough time making featherweight. They said he was 82, or he posted a picture of him on the scale after the fight saying he was 82 kg, which I believe is somewhere around 160 or something like that in pounds, which is pretty heavy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't understand why he went to lightweight. I don't know what this really does for him. At the end of the fight, he said something about he wants another fight at lightweight, and then he'll see. But I think he should really lock in on that diet. Go back down to featherweight. Be lean and mean. Yeah, I don't know. The knockout never materialized. It was never really even close to a knockout, in my opinion. I think he hurt him a little bit at one point in the second round, I believe. But other than that, I mean, sort of a boring decision win for Myron Santos. I don't think you gained any fans there. I think the only thing he gained was pounds and a barrel in his stomach because I'm just in complete utter shock of the way he looked at lightweight. I've never seen somebody move up one division 10 pounds and look that different, look like a whole nother human being. What the hell has he been doing in this off time? In between the Marshall fight and this fight, what the hell is he doing? He lost. He won a robbery, and people were mean to him on Twitter, so he went home and gained a bunch of weight. I don't know what the hell happened there. But yeah, I was right on that pick. Ended up 3-0 on the main card so far. Let's get to the main event. But yeah, good for Santos. Don't see him go anywhere at lightweight. Go back down to featherweight. Yeah. All right. The main event. Burns versus Michael Morales. It's a little bit of a rant incoming. I had Gilbert Burns by decision, so you can say it's cope. You can say it's salt or whatever for my pick. Gilbert Burns does not have it anymore. He doesn't have it anymore. It's plain and simple. That was a lot less an amazing performance, Michael Morales. He looked good, but it was a lot less Michael Morales looking amazing and a lot more Gilbert Burns doesn't have it anymore. He didn't look good. He had maybe a couple moments. The fight was short. Nothing happened. Gilbert Burns does not have the dog anymore in him. He doesn't have that dog in him anymore. The dog has been euthanized. He's done. It's over. A big part of Gilbert Burns' success was that ability to grit down and get through the fight. The Hamzat fight, I know it's the one everyone brings up, but it was a really just to see what Hamzat's been doing to these top contenders. It's just you put Gilbert Burns on the same level as Usman as far as performances against Hamzat, who's just out destroyed Robert Whittaker. So he just doesn't have anymore. I was so wrong. So maybe it's complete cope. But man, was I wrong? Gilbert Burns maybe had a little bit of success. I think he tried a takedown. He gave up on it pretty easily. And then the finish. What the hell was that finish? I mean, Michael Morales maybe hurt him with his shot. He didn't even wobble. It didn't even really look like it stung him. He immediately puts on his high guard, shells up, and gets teed off on, and then drops himself to the canvas. That was a TKO finish to start. This was the beginning of the sequence, a TKO finish. He's just shelled up in a ball on the ground, Anthony Smith style, getting teed off on. And Michael Morales is going ham. Then Herb Dean's standing there looking, and he gives him a second chance. He gives Gilbert Burns a second chance. You can see the moment where he's balled up and he's like TKO'd, and he's like, oh, wait, you're not going to stop it? Oh, okay, so he springs into action. He tries to grab a leg, able to get back to his feet. And then immediately the same thing happens. He gets hurt. He gets hit one time, shells up immediately, and lets the TKO happen. Herb Dean's like, oh, I thought he had that dog in him. I guess fucking not. So did everyone else. We all felt the same way. We're like, oh, I guess he's given up. I guess Gilbert Burns has accepted the TKO loss. I mean, he's friends with that Matty Betts guy. You never know. Maybe he had Gilbert Burns by round one finish, or Michael Morales by round one finish, or the fight to be under a certain amount of time. Because why did he give up so quickly? To be fair, Michael Morales looked great. He looked absolutely massive in the cage compared to Gilbert Burns. It looked like a weight class difference. It looked like Michael Morales could be a middleweight. Just a huge difference. I mean, also Michael Morales had his mom in the crowd, so maybe there's an extra motivation there. Maybe I'm just completely coping, and Michael Morales is that good to just smoke Gilbert Burns. Something Sean Brady couldn't do. Something, something Sean Brady couldn't do. And who else has he fought? Bilal doesn't finish anybody. Something Hamzat couldn't do. That's the big point. Something Hamzat couldn't do. I guess it comes to the grappling, it being a grappling thing versus a striker thing. But he fought Jorge Masvidal. He didn't have any trouble fighting Jorge Masvidal. I don't know. Maybe it's just his time has passed. I think that's what it is. His time is just really done. It's no longer Gilbert Burns' era. A new era of welterweight has risen to the top and really shown us that it's time for the new guys. That's why, hey. More and more reason to pick Buckley over Usman. These old guys are done. The new welterweights are showing that there's a skill gap. The old welterweights were not as good. The Covingtons, the Masvidals, the Burns, they're all not as good. The Usmans, all these guys weren't that good. Usman reigned at the top of a division that wasn't that good, is what we're finding out. These new welterweights are way better. Ian Gary's way better. Sean Brady, Michael Morales is now up there with those guys. You got to start talking about him like that. I guess there's a chance that he gets sort of Carlos Prates checked at the top. Ian Gary's probably going to be able to make a boring decision. So Ian Gary's the new Bilal Muhammad. He's the new Bilal Muhammad. He can make a boring decision out of anybody. Ian Gary, the decisionator, man. But yeah, that was a depressing watch. I think Gilbert Burns should retire, to be honest, or he should fight Covington. Give those two old washed guys one last fight. That's the only fight I'd feel confident giving Covington, having either of them win in the top in the top 15. Those are the last two guys that can beat is each other. So whoever loses for sure takes the walk of shame home, which I believe would be. I can't even say Gilbert Burns would beat Covington. I can't even really say that, man. It's a battle of who's more washed, who's more old and tired and done with fighting, because I feel that from both of them. Burns has got. I mean, no shame on Burns though. He's a great guy. I don't want to shit on him too much, but just yeah, he's just done. He doesn't really have it anymore. I think Mike Morales probably would have won no matter what had he not given up in the first, but yeah, he just didn't want to grit down. I guess he don't want to take the damage anymore, which is fair. I mean, it's his brain and his health. I mean, his decision to decide if he wants to try or not. Wants to try and get a win, but yeah, so that's how that went. The whole card, I went 9-2. I believe I would have went 10-2. I would think Bellato would have ended up winning, smoking Paul Craig. The only other fight on the card that I didn't pick right was let me see here. What fight was it? Oh yeah, it was Gabe Green versus Mateus Camilo. Another fight where someone just gave up. Camilo just gave up, man. I'm talking crap from the sidelines, but man, you can really see when a fighter's completely broken and they're just done. They don't want to be in the fight anymore. Yeah. So yeah. Otherwise, great card overall. I had a good time watching it. Really, really, really good card for the Apex. We got a week break. Then we're coming back with Blanchfield versus Macy Barber, which is we're not. I don't think anyone's super excited for that. And then we got a pay-per-view coming up, and then we get into the summertime. We get into the real good pay-per-views, and the good fights start rolling in International Fight Week and whatnot. So yeah, that was Burns versus Morales, man. I went 3-1 on the main card. We lost Paul Craig versus Bellato, and yeah, that's it. I'll be doing some videos later in the week, probably UFC 5 related, since there's no card this Saturday. So maybe get a UFC 5 video in. I'll be streaming on Saturday. Yeah, check out the links in the description. Yeah, that's it. UFC Fight Night 106, Burns versus Morales, pretty decent. I went good on picks, so that's a takeaway. Bye.